Okay, it might just take a few minutes. I'm just setting up my camera and stuff. So, yeah. So, today I'll just speak a little bit about the evolution of all the uh, rhythms in bongos. Especially, I'll talk about Habanero, I'll talk about Danzon or Danzon, and I'll talk about Martillo. So, before I start, again, let me give you a briefing about this instrument. This instrument, the root of this instrument goes back to Africa, and eventually it came into Cuba with the help of the Spanish colonization and the exchange of slaves. So, I've already talked about all these details previously in my live videos. So, today we will directly jump into Habanero. So when the bongos came to Cuba and when it started, I mean, this instrument started, going through its evolution and metamorphosis and whatever you said. So this instrument first developed a very simple rhythm, which is known as the habanero. So habanero is based on a 2/4 or a 4/4 rhythm, and in this case, what happens that this rhythm actually talks about your basics of the bongo playing. Okay, so generally I start playing this beat with my left hand because it becomes easier for me to access the two heads, and that is why I always prefer starting with my left hand. But you can always start with your right hand as well. And if you are a lefty player, again you have to just you know change the whole thing to the other side. So when you talk of habanero, the rhythm somewhat sounds like this when I start playing with my left. So this is how the rhythm goes. This is the basic of the rhythm, and this is how the basic rhythm starts. So you start playing with the left hand. You go like this: one, one, again, one, one, two, and three, and four, and one, and three, and four, and one, two, and three, and four, and one, two, and three, and four, and so whenever you start this rhythm, you'll find that we generally play it on the edge, on the higher tone of the bongo, the higher pitch area of the bongos. So we start with our left hand. I mean, I prefer starting with my left hand. You can start with the right as well, like this. So yeah, this is how you can start with your right hand as well as with your left hand. Now the next thing that we have here is the danzon or the danzon, whatever you say, from which the evolution of martillo or the first rhythm that we learn in bongos took place. So danzon started in the 1870s, and habanero started during the 1820s and 1850s. During that time, this beat of habanero was made, or it came into existence. In the 1870s, the rhythm of danzon came into existence, which sounds somewhat like this. If you look into this, you'll find that the initial beginning of the Danzon sounds very much like a martillo, which is this is martillo, and if you play martillo, then you'll find that Danzon, the beginning of the Danzon, the first part of Danzon, sounds very similar to it. This is Danzon, martillo. So this is how the thing goes on. So when you play Danzon, I think somebody is commenting. You should be a band teacher, okay? Thank you, Amber. Uh, I don't actively play in bands now because of my work and everything. So, yeah, this is how I practice and I share my ideas and everything on YouTube. And you'll find my channel, if you see my channel, you'll find that I generally make cover videos, and you'll also find some snippets of my musician friends with whom I play. I upload those videos there. So yeah, I mean my YouTube video is relatively new. I started just 2 years back, this channel especially. So yeah, let's come back to Danzon. So Danzon is starting with your right hand, and your left hand is in rest. You can just tap here, but not much hand movement can be seen. So this tapping is more like playing ghost notes, because this completes a rhythm in a very subtle manner, which you cannot hear unless you pay close attention to it. So you can play it like this. So this is how you can play danzon. And you see, I am always playing at the edge with my finger, and my hand is falling straight. Okay, it's falling like a stick. Like when you play drums, you'll find that you hit the stick straight. You don't use your hand in a very different manner unless you play with your wrist, unless you emulate your wrist to get those accents and the mutes, and playing those shank grip, what should I say, that loud shank sounds. Unless you play those things, you'll not see much wrist movement in the beginning when you start playing. Even in bongo playing, it's like this. Your hand along with your finger should act like a stick. Okay, so I always prefer playing with my index finger. So I always like to play with this, and so that is how I do this. Likewise, sorry. Now, at times when you're playing danzon, you can pick your hand up at times to give that open note feel, like this. So initially you can start with tapping, then you can start with your hands going up. Then next step, I mean, yeah, into something, but I thought of stopping. Instead, let us focus on martillo now. So, martillo in Spanish means a hammer. So, when you talk of the martillo beat was developed during the early 1900s, during the 1910s and 1920s and 1930s. Eventually, when the jazz bands started forming in the USA, and here Martillo and Songo and everything, they also started developing in Cuba. So eventually they ended up meeting in one place. That's how Afro-Cuban or the Latin American jazz music scene came up. Okay, so yeah, now when you play martillo, you will see that your left hand has a movement with your thumb and the rest of your palm. Okay, all the four fingers they fall together, and your thumb also hits on the macho or the higher pitch head of the high drum which you have. So it starts with the thumb and goes till here. Your left hand should go like this, and your index finger of your right hand, lefties can change it again. So yeah, this is how you play the martillo and its variations, and you can add more to it. So yeah, you can refer to many great bongo players out there in the internet. Many great teachers are out there in the internet. You can always find them out. So, sir, could you play a small piece of your own for us, please? Advait, okay. Uh, okay, Advait. I mean, I don't know which piece you're talking about, but I just played a small piece here uh, where I showed some variations on the groove martillo. So I'll just again demonstrate the basic groove of this thing, of this bongo. So let us start there, like a freestyle, sir. Okay, I'll try to do that. First, let me just address this rhythm. So I'll try to do that. Okay. So yeah. So when you start martillo, you again start with your left hand thumb, and then you come to your right hand fingers. And here you constantly go, use your index finger and you change the drum. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is how you can play martillo. So this is how you can play martillo, and you can use the high pitch drum and the low pitch drum, and you can just count. So when you start here with one, you'll see that you start one here, one and two and three and four. So the fourth note should hit here on the embra or the low drum. Okay, so everything is concentrated here except that one note of four is here, unless you are playing something, unless you are playing a solo. Okay, so you have to play it somewhat like this again: one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four. See, only the the note on fourth is only falling here. Okay, so this is how we need to uh, focus on this rhythm. Now, again from the beginning, if I tell you the evolution of these three rhythms, they happen gradually, because bongo is not a very primitive instrument. Okay, it all happened because the slaves were taken to Central and South America, and because they brought their drums from Africa, the evolution of bongos took place. If you talk of djembe, if you talk of the predecessors of congas and all, you'll see that they are all born in Central and West Africa. But bongo was solely born in Cuba, and then it was distributed in various parts of Central and South America. Later it was incorporated in Afro-Peruvian music, it was incorporated in Puerto Rico, it was incorporated in cha-cha music. Then there is samba and all. Everybody, they nowadays they have started using bongos, and of course, like Afro American jazz or Afro Cuban jazz, they use a lot of bongos nowadays. If you listen to Tito Puente's band, you'll find that a lot of bongo has been used. Listen to good salsa bands, you'll find that. Oh, thank you, Advait. Thank you. So you'll find that there are a lot of salsa bands across Central and South America, and also in USA, where they use a lot of bongos. But unfortunately, I don't have a bongo bell, otherwise I could have demonstrated the basic patterns, bell patterns of the bongos with a stick and the bell. Maybe next time when I go back to my hometown and come back here in Bangalore, so I'll try to bring my bell with me so that I can show some bell patterns with which the bongo player plays in the band. And for the timing, I wanted to demonstrate all these three videos. So yeah, and until next time, again we will meet with some grooves in rumba maybe next time, and let's see, what else we can cover up. Okay, my videos might not be regular every time. Every week I might not be online. So please follow my channel if you are watching it, so that you get regular updates, and so that I can interact with you. If you have any ideas to share with me, if this thing is going internationally, somewhere around the world, if people are watching me across the world, so they can also you give their own interpretations, their own way of saying things, and speaking things here. So yeah, that's how we can do things. Okay, so yeah, like thank you for participating here. So I'll just end with another little playing, maybe. Maybe I'll play some Danzon for everyone, and then I'll just end up. 1 2 1 2 3 4. Again, thank you.